Hi, welcome back to this video. We're talking about erasing the domain functional level and as it relates to Centrify agents. In here, I am promoting my DC2 machine to a domain controller. It is a Windows Server 2012. I'm actually walking through the wizard right now, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the recording at a certain point while this ends, and we'll reinspect our Centrify agent again, and we'll see if there's any effect whatsoever to raising to introducing a Windows 2012 domain controller in a Windows 2003 functional level. This part here is key, right? So one of the things that happen when you introduce a Windows 2012 machine into a Windows 2003 functional level is that by default, the old crypto algorithms are going to be deprecated. So most likely your Active Directory team would already have been working to make sure there's no old machines in there. So I'm going to go ahead and start the installation, and this is going to run before it used you would have to run domain prep forest prep before you did something like this, but this is actually doing it for me. And um, we're going to pause the video. Before we do that, let's just do a quick recap, right? So our machine, and I can actually log in as myself since the machine is already added to the domain. So notice that if I do an AD info minus T, this machine can only see one domain controller. And those who are familiar with Centrify, notice that it's actually first queries for the DNS. And actually, I'm being kicked out by the machine because it actually worked really fast. But you guys saw the essence of it. There's only one domain controller. So let's continue this. And let's see, this reboot should be really fast. So maybe this video doesn't have to be split. But anyway, so let's see what happens. So what is it that I'm expecting, right? So let's go back here to, in this case, I'm gonna type my password. So info minus T, right? So I'm expecting that, when with the new domain controller, I will actually block the original domain controller, and we'll see if we can have that communication. Info minus T. Actually, it already picked up the new domain controller, right? So as you can see here, it's picked up the new one, still coming up. So that's why probably there was a timeout over there with NTP. Actually, everything's good now. And if I let's take a look at what is it latched to, AD info, and notice that I'm connected to still connected to DC1. And let's take a look at the key tab. So let's do a, and this guy's doesn't have any sudo, right? So let's go back to here. So this machine is fully up and running. So my agent is talking to the first domain controller. Let's do this. Let's do a quick DNS block. And we'll be able to, or we can even actually disable the NIC card here. But let's do a quick DNS. Let's do a sudo vi etc centrify dc, and we're going to use the DNS block, and we're going to block the domain controller. And let's see. So this would be, let's insert here. So this will be dc1 dot dfl dash example.net. We're going to do an ed reload. Right, so notice that before I was latched to the DC1 domain controller, and now I'm that latched to DC2. Let's take a look at my cache. So for the system, so let's do this and do a calyx minus fe, and we're going to do it against the etc krb5.cc cache. And of course, you got a sudo to do that. So now this is my KRBTGT from the cache. Um, Notice that I still have the actual ARC4, encryption type because we haven't actually erased the. What I'm going to do is I'm going to decommission the domain controller at some point. But let's take a look at let's see if the KVNO erased for the key tab. So this will be a KT. And so, okay, so we have, okay, the KVNO erased. Um, and let's look at the encryption. Let's see, KTE. Okay, yeah, so the KVNO erased, and now it's AES to 366. But the key here is that we've proven that we've introduced a domain controller that is a Windows 2012 and Centrify didn't blink, right? So that's key, right? Typically, when you're going to be doing this, most likely your AD team is going to start introducing Windows 2012 domain controllers to start phasing out the old ones. In the next video, I am going to raise the domain functional level to Windows 2012, and we will be decommissioning our DC1. So the process of this is transferring the FISMA roles to the DC2 domain controller, decommissioning that domain controller, and then raising the domain functional level. So probably I'll be setting up another video when I'm ready to raise the domain functional level, and we'll go from there.